Our law enforcement department is very busy. Our officers go out every day to deal with different kinds of complaints. Sometimes it's a housing situation or a suspected case of abuse. So our officers actually do a lot of education and help folks out in terms of figuring out a more appropriate situation for their animal. And in cases where that's not appropriate, then they can pursue an arrest and pursue having the animal signed over to us so that it can receive appropriate care.
We received a call from our dispatcher to check the welfare of rabbits living in unsanitary conditions, and when I first got there, I could see a bunch of bunny hutches, and I saw a white ball of fluff, I thought, on the ground. It honestly looked like wool that you clip off a sheep, and as I got closer, I realized that it was breathing and had eyes, and discovered it was a bunny. He was in pretty rough shape. He was really dirty. He was just laying on his side. He didn't try to hop away from me. He just was kind of lifeless. There was probably 7 or 8 other rabbits there, but they all appeared to be in pretty good health. But he was the one that needed immediate attention. So I wanted to talk to the owner, see if, this bunny was under any medical care, if he had been acting sick. I left a notice for his owner. I took the rabbit to get medical treatment and to give me a call, and brought him back to Lollypop.
So when Investigator Thompson brought Buster into us, he was down and out. He was severely matted to the point where he couldn't move his legs fully. He was dirty, he was damp, he was cold, he was dehydrated. It looked like he'd had some frostbite on the tips of his ears, and he was very thin. So our first job was to get all of the gross hair off of him so we could evaluate his condition. He behaved really well throughout his whole shaving process, which was pretty involved. Myself and a vet student and some of the technicians all took turns kind of shaving little bits and pieces off until we were able to get all of his limbs free and allow him to hop around.
I tried to get in touch with the owner. We played a lot of telephone tag. I had stopped out there, and she did eventually sign the bunny over. Because he was so sick, because he was in such bad condition, I did decide to charge the owner with Ag and Markets 353, which is failure to provide proper sustenance, which covers food, water, and medical care.
I think a lot of people think that rabbits are really low maintenance, where actually they need quite a bit of care. In Buster's case, he needs regular grooming, he needs a varied diet of fruits and vegetables, and also some hay, and also some commercial rabbit food. Rabbits also like to play and get out, so it's nice if they have an area in the home where they can kind of stretch their legs and get some exercise. They can actually be really fun pets if you have a good setup for them.
Once he went to foster, when he would come back and be treated, Dr. Garvey would send me pictures of how awesome he looked. He looked like a completely different rabbit. It was incredible.
It's always really heartwarming to see a case of a rabbit that I honestly wasn't sure was going to make it at first. It's really encouraging to see a case where an animal can transform from almost not alive to thriving.
It's just really great to watch him becoming more healthy and getting treated by the clinic staff. I'm grateful he went into foster because now he's adopted, and I know that they love him and he has a good home where he can just run around and do bunny things and be happy.
We are reliant entirely on private donations in order to help animals like Buster. He is one of many animals whose lives we've been able to improve and get into a really great home. And we are so fortunate to live in such a generous community. So thank you so much for your support.